childhood memories. Do you have good memories or not that pleasant memories about your childhood? Do you feel traumatized about your childhood, or you actually enjoy reminiscing about ideas, moments, situation, memories, people? Or do you ever have a chance to go back to the place you were born, to the place you raised, to the place you grow up? For me, today I'm in Romania as I'm traveling to Europe, and today I am in back of me is a lake. It's kind of like a pond. The people call it a lake. Let's call it a lake, but it's a tiny pond. I grew up with. I grew up in this area. I know it at the back of my hand. All the forest is a beautiful forest behind the camera here, and I love this place. It changed quite a lot since I grew up, since I left Romania. But also every time I walk to here, I remember so many things that otherwise, if I would sit home in Canada and I think of, oh, what are some memories from my childhood, I will not remember this one. But when you have the possibility to come back in the location, it's interesting how location keep memory. How many times you walk through a place and something pop up in your mind? How many times you walk in a place, can be an old coffee shop, or your old house that you grow up in, or a park, a place you used to play, a place you used to do shenanigans. All these things, or mischievous things as a child, all these places keep a memory, and your mind, as soon as it hits that view, it clicks in the file that is stored into your memory, like an old file there is, and it comes up and you're like, oh, I remember when I was climbing that tree and I fell off. Or I remember when I was in, like for me, through this forest, I climbed so many trees through this forest because I was a wild child, let me tell you. And I remember so many places from my childhood when I was, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, just when I started school. We used to take the tobogganing, like we used to take in the winter. Like, we didn't have money. We were poor kids. We didn't have money for real tobogganing. So we took like garbage bags or the toilet, the toilet set, the seat that you sat on, and we sat on it, and we're like old one, and we just go on the hills, like you see the hills area, that area. So many memories, so many beautiful memories. I wanted to talk with you about this, the idea that location hold memories, or at least the locations are triggering you memories that you think you forgot. But when you come back to those locations, you start remembering so many things, and you start visualizing. Maybe you visualize it. Maybe you hear noises and things that other children told you, other things happen. Or maybe you have the sensation, the feelings, how you felt when you are free, when you're running around, like myself, running around through the forest, not knowing when I'm gonna get home. I know I'm gonna get my ass whipped when I get home because I didn't never go on time, or I had my jacket, like ripped off, or I come home dirty, or whatever that is. I knew I'm gonna get it anyway, so I'm like, my stuff, I just make it fun. So those are memories that come up to me, and when I recall or reminisce on these memories, I have those feelings coming up as well. I remember how that felt, the freedom, the excitement, the thrill of unknown, because I never know where I'm gonna go with my other bunch of kids, go together. Now that I'm talking with you, I start seeing, remembering names of children I grew up with. It's interesting how one location, one place can bring up and trigger memories that you never thought that they are still there. If I have to ask you now, say, tell me a very detailed story, a little story of when you were 5 or 6 or 7. You might not recall them, but if I have the possibility to take you back to that specific place, I promise you, you will be able to recall so many more memories, even very vivid, very real to you. You're like, oh, I remember I was there and I was doing that and that happened and that person was dressed and I was dressed with this. And you remember even details of colors and situation and people, words. It's incredible what one place can trigger in you. It's absolutely fascinating for me how our brain works. We think that we don't remember stuff. We think that our childhood is kind of like in vain somewhere there, but we cannot recall it. But we do with different tools, techniques like hypnotherapy, like past life regressions, like let me think of it, meditation, when you meditate, or guided meditation, or you do EMDR, or none of that, because maybe you're not into those things and that costs money. Just go back to your childhood village or city if you have the possibility, or go back to places you grow up with if you want to remember something, and that memory probably will come back. I will say to 80-90%, I will guarantee will come back to you. It happened to me and happened to so many people I talked with and coach on this too as well. So it's beautiful how one situation or person can trigger a memory to come back to life to you, that before you felt like it was dead, before you thought that it's lost, that memory. And I hope what I'm saying all of this, that you start recalling some memories of your childhood, and not just the bad one, you know, the ugly ones, the ones that you don't want to remember. Try to remember some beautiful memories, some adventures that you've been through, some things that will help you to bring some joy on your face and on your heart. Maybe reminisce with your friends from your childhood, or maybe with your parents. Ask them what you've been through. What, you know, ask them. Sometimes it's interesting that sometimes you remember things very differently the way your parents remember them about mischievous things that you have done. And that is interesting, because we start storing memories in our head in a very different way than actually happened. Oh, and the light went on. Thank you, Brașov City Mayor, for the light. Just the light came off on the pole here. I knew that I needed a bit more light for my YouTube channel here. Amazing. That's why I wanted to share with you, to maybe trigger in your mind, in your heart, something that you recall from your memory, and focus to remember something good, something that brings you joy, something that makes you giggle, something that you can maybe put your hand on a phone and call a friend or a childhood sweetheart, or someone in your childhood, to call them and say, hey, do you remember that day when we went on the hill and we got lost and we were scared because we didn't know how to get home, or something like that, and see how beautiful sensation you start feeling about it, because memories is what makes up who we are, humans, of course. So thank you so much for watching this video. Share this video with your colleague, with your friend, with someone from your high school or school. Maybe send them, and then together you can have a conversation and see what you remember. Share this video with someone dear to you. Also, if you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe. The button is right there and there, very quickly. It's free, it doesn't cost you nothing, and it helps me to continue to create this content for you, on the hopes that for your own transformation journey. Thank you so much for watching from my city, Brașov, Romania, my beautiful city I grew up with, to yours. Take care of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, you know the deal. Live your life like it's truly, truly yours. Bye-bye.